Yeah, what a lovely sound. Two UEFA Champions League round of 16 first leg matches were on the menu earlier on Tuesday. We begin with a clash between last year's finalists Inter Milan playing host to Diego Simeone's Atletico Madrid. We head to the San Siro to see how that encounter played out.
Belatedly. Off we go. By Koke. Cross into Griezmann was too hard for him really to deal with. Witzel's won it back. So played it back and out wide by Koke. Lino. Oh, he's gone to bend a crafty shot. So. He's played many a game at right back, right wing back. Here's Barella. Puts it into the penalty area. Blocked by Witzel in the end, and it's cannon back to the goalkeeper. And then he came back to Borussia Dortmund. A good spell there. Barella with the cross. Martinez! DePaul. Lino waits. Go out there, look. Atletico Madrid, that was untidy. And Witzel has to chase off after it. He's never going to get there here with Thuram. Thuram inside, Lautaro Martinez stuffed it. You get a corner off Witzel. Hardly speak. Cannavaro was the other one. Here's Martinez into Thuram. Lays it off for Barella. Back to Thuram. Crisp hit. Straight at the goalkeeper. And they're on the way here now with Mkhitaryan, DiMarco. It's a dangerous ball in, Arnautovic! So very quickly there. Barella with the cross, Arnautovic! So early chances for him having come off the bench. It's an elegant first touch from Alvaro Morata. Oh, this is a good run here by Lino. Gets it back again, no finish. Morata was waiting at the far post. East, by the way. For the extra place in the Champions League. I'll tell you about it in a minute. Here's Arnautovic. Gets it back from Martinez. Can he finish? No, he can't. And the crowd bay behind that goal. And the Copa America with them in 2021. Now here's Lautaro Martinez. Is this the chance that he's been waiting for to bury? Blocked, comes out to Arnautovic. Match B it is. Valiant effort to keep it out.
No danger here. Ball's headed forward, and Atletico Madrid make a real mess of it. There's the strike, good save. Can he get up quickly enough? No, he can't.
And all competition. DePaul now. Morata's done very little since coming on. Lino, oh, that's a rasping effort.
Lino with the strike on his right foot. Had some good moments, Lino. Hasn't missed by far.
Yeah, so there you have it. Marko Arnautovic with a 79th minute goal to give Inter Milan a 1-0 victory over Atletico Madrid. 19 shots for Inter Milan, 5 of those on target, 7 shots for Atletico Madrid, none on target. Brent Sancho is with us as we look back at what happened in the Champions League today. Brent, I looked at the game and I look at the statistics and I think to myself, from my standpoint, this was a really boring game. But I know you're a football purist, so how did you see it?
I think boring is a bit of a harsh word, Ricardo, but it certainly lacked the goal mouth activity that, a fixture in the Champions League normally presents. But you have to remember, these are two teams that are basically carbon copy of each other. Inter Milan team that's resolute defensively and play quite well on the transition, and Atletico Madrid is just the same. So I think both teams really cancel each other out. But at the end of the day, I think Inter Milan are deserving winners.
Yeah, they had a number of opportunities. Arnautovic himself had a great opportunity that he really should have put away. Eventually got the goal that made the difference in this first leg. Talk me through the Inter Milan performance and why you feel that they are deserved winners in this contest.
Well, they did everything we expected them to do. Be very good defensively, well-shaped, very, very well organized. They were very useful and industrious in possession. Good movement with two strikers in form and Martinez. and Thuram played. Unfortunately, Thuram had to leave at the half for injury. And they did try to cut chances out, albeit, of course, the goal came from horrendous mix-up in the Atletico Madrid midfield, which eventually presented itself. But all in all, they dominated possession, and they look more like the protagonists, Inter Milan. And it's a kind of performance you expect in San Siro in front of the fans in a sold-out stadium. And it's the type of performance that, if they keep at those sorts of levels in terms of being able to be very economical in the way that they do things defensively, and of course being able to take their chances when they get them on the offensive side, they could be a team that could see marching themselves back to the finals.
Yeah, and Brent, you've already referenced the sort of stout defensive culture that Atletico Madrid has. So Diego Simeone's men would be beside themselves because of that defensive follow-up that caused the goal. Unlike them, isn't it?
Yeah, and Lance, it really came from, Rodrigo de Paul, who I thought had a horrible game. In fact, the midfield for Atletico Madrid, inclusive of Koke as well, and Saul had quite a poor game to their standards and ineffective. But you're right, it's not the type of error that you would see from an Atletico Madrid team, certainly not from a Diego Simeone team. And one has to take in the context, of course, that Diego Simeone has basically rebirthed himself tactically in the way that he's approached games. He's playing more on the front foot, but I expected him in this particular fixture to revert to what we normally see from Atletico Madrid, and that is a very steely, difficult team to break down, and the type of goal that they gave away certainly doesn't fall into that category.
Yeah, and the fact is that this tie is still wide open, Brent, because Inter Milan were boosted by their, very pertinent home support. And I do not think that the fact that Andres Bremer died today and Inter Milan as a club paid tribute to him, the outstanding German. Inter has had quite a few outstanding Germans play for them in the past, including Lothar Matthäus, Karl-Heinz Rummenigge and Jürgen Klinsmann. A sort of atmosphere pre-game that made Inter Milan feel as if they needed to perform today.
And I want to start with your first point, Lance, that you're correct. This tie is very far from over. You have to take into consideration that Alvaro Morata is coming off of injury and probably his first set of minutes. He would be fit and ready by the time that both teams meet. Again, I don't see the likes of De Paul and Koke and Saul having a poor game like they did this game. So I do think that this tie has a lot in it. You're right in terms of the Inter Milan support. I was there from minute one to the right to the very end. And although, as Ricardo rightfully said, it wasn't one of those games that you can write a love letter and send back home to, it certainly had its tactical chess pieces being played out throughout the game. And I just feel that Inter Milan, because they paid for the lottery ticket, they were able to win the lotto.
March 13 is when the teams will meet again in the second leg of the UEFA Champions League round of 16. Let's head over to Eindhoven, where Dutch outfit PSV welcomed German club Borussia Dortmund to the Philips Stadion for the first leg of their round of 16 tie.
See the anticipation getting to the players somewhat. Here we go. Dortmund in their traditional yellow and black. Krug to Sabitzer. Marlon trying to go round the outside, and it's there!
Wow. Find his way beyond all the red shirts. Again, it's Emre Can who kind of forces that little challenge, and eventually, Krug is good there. He's not offside, he's okay. Once he drops that down and it comes to Daniel Marlon here, once he stops it there, you're thinking, got nowhere to go. And then he shifts it a yard, and the pace completely takes Walter Benitez by surprise. Little deflection too, actually.
Zé goes for it first time. Saibari tees it up, and it's just wide from Veerman. Knockout stage of the Champions League, and they tend to progress 5 out of the last 6. It's a lovely slide rule pass. Tillman, dreadful first touch. Although not too bad. because he's won a penalty. De Jong just squeezes it through.
Look at that, yeah. Just taking a bit of air on ball, composes himself. He's got that little stop and staggered run up just there, which can sometimes put the striker of the ball off, but no, he's got it all well under control.
Madsen. Oh, it's a delightful flick by Wolf. Off the post. That would have been really special. Wow. Here's Pepe. Now Dest. Oh, lovely bit of skill. Dest went for it himself.
1-1, the final score between PSV and Borussia Dortmund. Dortmund getting the lead away from home, but PSV through Luuk de Jong from the penalty spot getting the equalizer, and that is how they ended. Brent, another really close tie developing here between PSV and Dortmund.
Yeah, and contrasting styles as well. PSV, a team that certainly have let their league alight and have been scoring goals freely and has looked like a team that could possibly make a run in this Champions League. And of course, Dortmund, not the normal open possession-based type football team that we're used to seeing from this Dortmund team. They're a little bit more pragmatic in their approach. Defensive solidity comes first before anything else. And a game that I predicted would come out as a tie did, because I just felt that the contrasting styles would meet and deadlock in the middle of the park. I still think, just like the first tie, that there's still a lot of football to be played here, because I do feel that PSV didn't play their best game, and possibly going into the second tie, they can probably turn things around and surprise Dortmund.
Even away from home, Brent.
Yeah, even away from home. But Dortmund has not necessarily, lit things up in the Bundesliga. They yes, have had some terrific results at the Dortmund Stadium. But they just don't have that cutting edge. It's certainly up front. They've struggled a bit up front. And I do fancy the 33-year-old up front for PSV, De Jong, to do something magnificent.
Yeah, of course, this is the round of 16 of the Champions League, so it's all quality at this stage of the tournament. But would you consider this tie to be a favorable one for both these teams?
Yeah, I think when you look at the draw, if you're both teams coming into this one, of course, Dortmund doing the unthinkable and winning that very difficult group that had PSG and Newcastle in it, they probably looked at it and felt that this would be the kind of tie that they want to keep away from the likes of the bigger guns that are in the competition. So, yeah, I think both teams looked at it and fancies it. Certainly the game that played out today shows that, and that's why it's still wide open.
Yeah, still wide open indeed, Brent. Well, thank you very much for chatting with us. We'll continue to talk Champions League. Of course, we have more action coming up on your Home of Champions on Wednesday, so we'll catch up soon, Brent.
All right, guys, have a great one.
All right, Brent Sancho there talking UEFA Champions League. Still a lot more to come on today's edition of the SportsMax Zone, including our second zone update. There is a cricket segment. You'll want to stick around for that. And of course, as usual, we'll close with Interactive.